Hi, friends, Ralph Sportsbot. Don't spend another sleepless night in your vulnerable house made of sticks. Invest in Ralph Sportsport's home fallout shelters. You can feel safe and secure behind 2 feet of solid concrete and a 3-inch steel door. Built with upper-class paranoia in mind, but priced for the middle-class wage slave, it holds a family of 6 for a month or a family of 1 for 6 months and holds off hordes of panicky neighbors forever. Includes air filter and free iodine pills plus lead-lined water containers just like the Romans had. Remember, that's Ralph Sportsport Home Fallout Shelter. Some assembly required.
Welcome, fellow losers, to yet another late Mondo Diablo. Well, I'd rather you all think that I'm only late because I'm suffering, and of course we're all sufferers, but the truth is, well, it's April 23rd, and that can only mean one thing, besides the fact that it's the feast day of St. Robert Crumb. I can't help yammering about how terribly interesting it is what I'm doing in my backyard, as if this is some kind of gardening podcast. What do you think? Should I turn this puppy into a gardening podcast? Some are saying yes, I can actually hear you through a benign anomaly in my brain. Some would rather shove a sliver of composted cedar bark into their fingernail, which is interesting because that's actually a large part of gardening. I thought for a bit that I was hardcore, then I was reading Mother Earth News. Free subscription, eh? And I found an article about using your own feces and urine as garden fertilizer. While it didn't sound absolutely insane, I guess, I'm not hardcore enough. At least Mother Earth News hasn't strayed too far from its hippie commune roots. I wonder if diabetic urine can be used on plants. Mine would probably attract the bees, which is probably of great benefit. I don't think I'll be in there squatting anytime soon, though. I've yet to see Mother Earth News tell women to visit her Aunt Flo upon the garden, if you know what I mean. But I can tell you this, I read about it. Instead of making this up in my sick mind, I actually read about this. Apparently, you just go lean up against a tree to thank it. There were pictures. I don't really have a tree on my lot for that. They like well-manicured lawns here where I live. But I do have a stump, on which I planted hens and chicks, to thank the ghost of the sacred tree, of course.
Everybody's talking to me, but I can't distinguish a voice. And everybody's looking for me, but I wasn't given a choice. There are lines we must all stand in, and there are times when we must change. Gone is the future, and here is the past, and it's okay to be horribly late. But you don't have to count on me anymore, but I will still count on you.
you're right.
You suspect you're out of sync.
You think that you're out of your mind.
This weekend at the Memorial Armory, Bear Whiz Beer is proud to present
The Everything You Know Is Wrong Expo.
It's a new age festival of ignorance.
It's a hopeful feast of mindless fellowship.
this weekend
At the Memorial Armory.
The Everything You Know Is Wrong Expo.
Crop circles.
Strange holes in the ground. Things that aren't even there. People watching you.
Voices only you can hear.
Hope, fears.
imaginings.
The Everything You Know Is Wrong Expo is a whole Flapper Enterprises production.
Plus Ginzo Pyramid Slicing Knife free.
So sharp it cuts itself.
Here's Bob 1 for A1 slacks.
Double your trousers, double your legs with A1 racers, tapers, and... Hi, kids! And remember, you can take A1 slacks out of the country, but you can never wear them out.
Thank you, Bob.
What?
And now back to our movie.
Wouldn't you like to turn on the TV and see parts of you playing famous parts?
Hello, I'm Dr. Cyborg with this important question. Are you ready to meet the millennium, but your body isn't?
Then get yourself down to Dr. Cy's Celebrity Replacement Clinic and put yourself together. There's nothing Dr. Borg can't cut off and replace.
And here's the good news. The new parts you get are exact replicas of your favorite celebs.
Also on Heather's locks, Arnold's arms, Rambo's butt, and Brad's pits. And it's cheap.
Wow, you mean, Dr. Cy, my new arm and a leg won't cost me an arm and a leg?
Duh.
Look for Dr. Cy's bright red truck parked in a mall near you.
Hello, dear friends. This show is sponsored by Ralph's Spoilsport's Fallout Shelter Restaurants. Eat in total security, 20 feet underground in hardened bunkers protected by cinder blocks and asbestos. Dine on the finest canned meats and dried fruits. No sissy seasonal foods here. Everything's just as fresh as it needs to be. And the wine cellar's just one floor up for you connoisseurs. Come on down to Ralph's Spoilsport's Fallout Shelter Restaurant this week and receive a free radium spork. It glows in the dark. You'll be dining by candlelight, and there are no candles.
Run my jump on my own. I'll find my woman says she's in the woods somewhere. I wanna do my good, get think of me. I wanna do my good, get think of me. And if she did, she would sure not feel my tail. But it's good as you, mama, sure not killing me. But it's good as you, mama, sure not killing me. Good as you, mama, but it sure not killing me. I morning, said my morning prayer. I morning, said my morning prayer. I ain't got no woman to speak in my hell. Right, good at you, sure not killing me. But it's good at you, mama, sure not killing me. Good as you, mama, said it, sure not killing me. I want my jump home, start my home. Want you want my jump home, start my home. I'll find my woman, says she's in the woods somewhere. You run my jump home, start no home.
Kenneth Brasnut stunned you with Hamlet. Now, listen to what real people are saying about his new Shakespearean epic, Anything You Want To.
I could understand every word.
It's like, the bridge to the 21st century.
It's everything you want it to be.
Tell him about the earrings.
Yeah. I saw earrings in places I never thought were possible.
It's anything you want to. So modern, it's scary.
Well, there's more Nazis than any other Shakespeare I ever saw. I don't know.
Kenneth Brasnow's Anything You Want To.
I like the bodices and the hooters.
I like the boobs.
I like the hooters and the haystacks.
Yeah, hooters and the haystacks.
Hooters in the haystacks.
Yeah.
Rated NPGFU, not particularly good for you.
Hey, I thought this was going to be turbulence.
Where's the asteroid?
Opening tomorrow at Rodman's Gigaplex. Normal hair not admitted.
Worried about covering the lower half of your body? Here's Bob 1 for A1 Slacks.
Things go better with slacks and trousers. Things go better with slacks. Hi, this is Bob 1, and I wonder how many of our Go-Go Now Generation Action Man on campus realizes how important it is to keep the lower half of your body covered without disguising the fact that it is indeed the lower half of your body. Well, there's nothing like a pair of trim-fitting A1 slacks. They're better than skirts and a lot warmer, too.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
And now back to our movie.
Looks like we're going to find more than we expected.
Das ist die Geschichte von Tom Dooley aus Tennessee und seinem Ende. Er liebte die Frau eines anderen, und weil sie nichts von ihm wissen wollte, da erdolchte er sie. Ich, der Sheriff, musste Tom Dooley zum Tode verurteilen. Und morgen, da muss er hängen.
Alles vorbei, Tom Dooley, noch vor dem Morgenrot. Ist es geschehen, Tom Dooley, morgen dann bist du tot. Keiner wird um dich weinen, auf deinem letzten Gang wird keine Sonne scheinen, klingt hier kein Glockenklang. Alles vorbei, Tom Dooley, noch vor dem Morgenrot. Ist es geschehen, Tom Dooley, morgen dann bist du tot. Hinter den blauen Bergen wartet ein kleines Haus. Hinter den blauen Bergen bist du nicht mehr zu Haus. Drum, Old Boy, nimm dir noch einen Whisky, trink ihn mit dir allein. Oh, Old Boy, das ist ein harter Whisky und wird dein letzter sein. Nie im Leben, nie wieder mehr im Leben siehst du das Sonnenlicht. Oh, Old Boy, Tom Dooley, Gnade, die kann's nicht geben, Gnade, die gibt es nicht. Hörst du die Turmuhr schlagen? Das ist die letzte Nacht. Alles vorbei, Tom Dooley, noch vor dem Morgenrot. Ist es geschehen, Tom Dooley, Old Boy, dann bist du tot. Oh, Tom Dooley, alles vorbei, Tom Dooley, noch vor dem Morgenrot. Tom Dooley, ist es geschehen, Tom Dooley. Old Boy, dann bist du tot. Old Boy, dann bist du tot. Old Boy, dann bist du tot.
Here's Chef Truffle for the National Carrot Council.
Well, today I'm here on the radio to speak out for a carrot. They're all I serve at my Bugsy top of the Bunch Bistro. Start with a carrot margarita, then choose from a carrot Old Manhattan style, Texas root roll with carrot almandine, spicy carrots in bali bali peanut sauce, or soul greens with chopped carrot balls. Then finish up with candied carrot 7-layer cake and carrot Kahlua ice cream.
So do what Chef Truffle does. Dig your carrots.
It's the root to root for.
Ralph's Sport here for Ralph's Used Bomb Shelters, the finest in surviving German-made bomb shelters tested by our own U.S. Air Force. Friends, if Audie Murphy couldn't punch his way through these babies, the Russians can't either. Available in olive drab, dark verdant, or camouflage green. Substantial delivery charge, instructions in German and Esperanto. Affidavits on file in Argentina. Be as safe as the Kaiser with Ralph's Used Bomb Shelters. Jawohl!
That night you told me I'd hurt your pride. You didn't tell me, baby, the frog had died. Why don't you take your love and shove it? I've had my fill of it. Take your love and shove it. I've had my fill of it. You've been running me around. They say that you're gonna put me down. But if you put me down, I'm gonna have to put you down. And you can take your love and shove it.
The music is so slow. That's why I don't think that's why the kids don't dig it, I think.
It's communication time, folks.
Can you hear me? Turn it on.
How do you do it?
Oh, beautiful. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? I can hear you.
This picture's up next to the thing there.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I am speaking through a toy into a microphone. This is the media trip.
Over. I can hear you, but I can't hear you when I'm talking. Over.
You look as if you're eating...
You look as if you're eating a gun sandwich.
That's right. Well, we'll think of some use
Very
for these.
disconcerting to talk to
I would like to inform you, gentlemen, at this particular juncture of peasant characteristics.
Marshall McLuhan, I got you covered.
Yeah, this trip ain't big enough for both of us, Mark.
Peasant characteristics include the following.
Wasn't?
Peasant. Peasant, as in peasants, as in you peasants and similar expressions. Extreme suspicion.
Wonderful.
Ruthlessness. Unflinching puritanism.
You're a hand off my gas station.
Fundamentalist religiosity.
Oh, what an unpeasant trait. God is a tree. God is all the trees. God is this tree, or I kill you ruthlessly. Boy, you're much more of a peasant than I am.
What happened to your flints, Yoni?
Oh.
A dislike for politicians.
Yeah, the snifter is no good. Oh!
Cynicism about who wins in life.
Oh, the little schnocker one again this time, you know.
I could win any time I want to, but I don't want to.
A fear of anarchy.
Yeah.
A passion for order.
Yeah.
And a belief that honesty is best served by severity.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I think the only honest thing you can do with an anarchist is whip it.
Yeah.
Just like.
Might even enjoy it.
Should we tell the anarchist joke again?
The anarchist joke?
We do it once a year over the radio, Peter.
Yeah, well...
And now for Peter's joke.
All right, this is the anarchist joke. Well, the reason I want to tell this is that we're going to be coming up in about 45 minutes with a very special panel. So at 9 o'clock, I want you to be ready. And anarchy is going to be part of the subject because we're going to be talking about politics and dope, and about dope in general. 4 very wonderful straight young men will be coming on this show and letting you know where it's all at. Anarchy. Well, the big thing about anarchy is that they called a huge meeting of the anarchists in St. Louis, and everyone who attended was kicked out of the club.
St. Louis, I understand, told you that joke.
That's right. St. Louis did himself.
One of the oldest...
From the
person who used to talk to the birds and then eat them. To say, "Hi, Sam." "Oh, how you doing?" He said, "Come here." And say things to him like, "You're going to taste good."
Here's Bob 1 for A1 Slacks.
Hi, I'm Bob 1 for A1 Slacks, and I'd like to take a moment of your time. Thank you. And I'd like to tell you about the nice folks down at A1 Slacks. They handle a needle just the way your mother used to, and the results are racers, capers, tapers, and bummers, such as you've never worn before. The Action Man's Go-Go Now Generation happening slacks for the Go-Go Now Generation Action Man on campus and off. And remember, you can get a good education and win valuable prizes, too.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
And now, back to our movie.
Looks like we're going to find more than we expected.
America proudly casts its vote for John F. Kennedy. November 1960 will go down in history. They danced the jig in Dublin and in Washington, D.C. For a little while there, it was nip and tuck. Now Democrats and Republicans are wishing him good luck. There's a new man in the White House, and everybody shouting hip hooray, for the young man in the White House. And we've got a hunch he's gonna do okay, E-N-N-E-D-Y. There's gonna be some changes that the White House never saw. That stately hall ain't seen it all, the likes of him before. He's got a way of charming honey from a bee. Oh, he's the pride of the USA and all his family. There's a new man in the White House, and everybody shouting hip hooray, for the young man White House on the highest chair of all. He's gonna make a stand, and with our help he'll never fall. He's the very youngest White House resident,
and Begorra, his daddy, is the youngest president.
There's a new man in the White House, the little darling in the nursery. He's the young man in the White House. 3 cheers for baby John F. Kennedy.
The body is 98% credit.
The body politic.
It's a body politic.
Pants the bourgeoisie.
That's right.
No, it's okay.
Gee, Archie, that's the slogan we've been looking for when we go up against the state next week.
Yeah.
Pants the bourgeoisie.
How many communists did you see today, Archie?
Well, I saw a redhead yesterday.
Yeah, that's one for sure.
That's one for sure.
You meet any people that tried to line anybody up in straight lines or put them in schools or jails or anything?
Mrs. Grundy wanted to cut all the hair off under my arm.
She's a communist.
Yeah,
that's what they are. Yeah.
She wants everybody to look like everybody else.
That's communism.
Right.
Gee, I hate those commies.
Commie is a word you can't say over the air without taking the fear of death into your life.
Right. Oh, you can say it. Just don't smoke it,
No, sirree.
Hello, dear friends. This is Ralph Spallsport of Ralph's Fallout Treehouses. Don't be up a creek when you can be up a tree if the bombs start falling. Safer than Hitler's bunker and fun for the kids, too. So, if you have a 100-year-old oak tree that can support one of our all-new steel-laminated reflective radiation-proof vaults with retractable ladder and menthol air filter in an attractive brass spigot, then why wait until war is declared? Come down out of the trees and make a beeline for Ralph's Fallout Treehouses. I won't sting you.
Here you go, and there you go. You're back, and I'm still here. I'm Billy Flanagan, and today you'll stick with me, and we'll find out how to achieve the kind of thing on canvas that the truly insane seem to come up with little or no effort or thought. There's a color there. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter what color it is. Haven't you admired those loony eyes on the tramps, you know, or the strange figures in the art of the insane that you find selling for high prices in art centers in the big cities? Well, none of that is as hard as it seems. So today, I'd like you to go along with me today. Try this, take some of that paint. Let's try another tube here. There we go. There's a big blob of it. I think that's called green, maybe. Not sure, it doesn't matter. It's not as hard as it seems to achieve truly insane effects on canvas without going through that rigorous training that the insane must go through in those institutions in which they're kept. Now, I'm going to show you today how to do it. You'll be standing on your head. Don't try that. It would be insane. Let's take out our canvas. One of my favorite techniques is to pee all over a fresh canvas before you paint on it. I pre-peed on this because it's TV. I'm not going to do it on TV. It yellows the background and it gives it a smell that'll put you in the mood to recreate some art of the insane. Just using my hairdryer on it here, and you notice when you put the hairdryer on it, the smell really becomes almost unbearable. And it particularly helps when you're painting the eyes to have this wafting up. The smell puts you right there in the attic or the dungeon or wherever you like to imagine the insane artist. He's painting, he's scraping, he's peeing, you get the feeling. There, that's just right. Now let's take some more paint here, thank you. How about this color? Doesn't matter. And I'm using a brush here. You'll notice this brush has a number on it. Doesn't matter what number it is. Who cares? As long as there's some number on it, that gets the job done. You wet the brush here and you roll it. There you go. It all looks orange to me. And you just then wipe it on your pants, if you're wearing pants. And if you're not, just squeeze it between your legs, because we're sure to find a clever use for it later. Now some sky. I like sky because it signals to you and to me we're outdoors, but to the insane artist it signals something that's above all the insane stuff that we're going to put on with this trowel here. And some other color. Let's use this one. Slap it on. We're getting those crazy eyes here, you see. Let's put a hat on that scarecrow. A death's head. I like that. Make that a black gardenia, I think. There we go. Pee all over it. We won't do that on TV, but at home you just feel free to pee right all over it. And before you know it, you've got something that'll look real nice, stacked up with a bunch of pictures of old people at a yard sale or rummage mall. Well, thanks for being with me. I'm Billy Flanagan. Next week on Art of the Insane.
Join the inseam with A1 Slack.
Hi, kids. Bob 1 asking you to suck it towards me. At A1, we've got the lightweight slacks for heavy groovers, like hippies, or you lighter weight fellows.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
And now, back to our movie.
Cheap! I was born to be cheap!
child her mother could keep cheap. As sure as there's trash, I was born to be cheap. I was born to be helpless, I was born to be cold. I was born to never do what I'm told. I was born to be shallow, wasn't born to be deep. But of all the things, I was born to be cheap, cheap, cheap. I was born to be cheap, cheap. A child no mother could keep cheap. As sure as there's trash, I was born to be cheap. I was born to be cheap. I was born to be crass, a loud brassy tart. No one can accuse me of having a heart. I was born to be fast, no promises I keep. I don't do it twice with anyone. Get cheap, cheap, cheap. I was born to be cheap, cheap. As I'm walking down the street, cheap. I'm always too much. I was born to be cheap. I was born to be helpless. I was born to be cold. I was born to never do what I'm told. I was born to be shallow. Wasn't born to be deep. Of all the things I was born to be, I'm cheap.
Freds. Bob Dog here, sooner and soaper operator of Bob Dog, Dog and Dog, Hot Dog, Sun and Foot Tires. And that means shoes, and means shoes means industry. Yes, there's rain on the streets again, and where there's rain-washed streets. I ought to know I'm Bob Dog, hi chick, and it's my privilege to put shoes on your best friend just like he was my own son's car. Here's a pair that'll make the road blush. Wide, they're wider than the car, and safety wrapped before they're boxed and stored forever, and that's a long, long time when seconds can make the difference, friends. But don't believe me unless you don't care how much it costs. And I like that kind of man, and if you are, you're the kind of man I like. And I'm going to keep it that way, even if I have to offer you a deal that had to be turned down to be offered to you. And remember this tomorrow when you're awake. You don't have to come to Bob Dog. You can drive around on lemons for all I care. Like they say, if you live in the water, you don't need a boat. But if you do, give me the first chance at its feet, and you'll drive away a happy toe. Thanks for looking at me. I'm Bob Dog, and I'll be back.
Tonight's expirational message is special delivered by His Whole Highness, the Very Reverend... I was taken now for a second, friend.
Sock it to us, Father.
The Reverend... There came the spirit again.
Let me hear it from your father.
Couldn't speak. I could
Spit
read,
it out,
but I
Dad.
couldn't.
Who was it?
The Very Reverend Willie Arcane.
Oh, let him sing.
Of the
let
San
him sing.
Isidro Readers. Ah, spirits coming through. East Side
Spiritual
Community
prayers.
Church.
Laugh in
Ah,
spirit, oh Father.
put it in him, Ray.
Good morning.
Good evening. Yeah.
Do you suffer from headache, arthritis, even bad breath?
Yeah.
We all suffer from something or someone. And today, the attempts of science to solve in some small way the suffering of mankind seem to leave us, more than ever, in a state of pain.
Oh, ouch.
What is suffering? It's a universal law, of course. No, nonetheless, that it's a mystery. You see people smiling, you say, don't be deceived, everyone suffers. Public fondling, watching foreign films. We all know life can be beautiful. Why isn't it? To prevent us from ecstasies, hallucinations, and loafing around, God allows us to become involved in our sufferings.
I believe it, Daddy.
The great Saint Teresa, one day, walking in blind meditation by the canal, fell in the river and grumbled mightily against the Lord. She was saved from serious injury by an old mole preener who was making sheep balls in a hovel by the river.
That was a rat.
He pulled her out and stripped her clothes off her and held her close until she felt he was dry again. Later, St. Teresa, filling out a complaint at the constabulary, asked if the Lord had treated her thusly and why. The message came to her loud and clear. Teresa, you should know by now that I always do this to my friends. My friends, accept the cross gods give you. Suffering is universal. You cannot escape it. I cannot escape it. A goat cannot scapegoat it.
Neither can a cockroach.
But after you die, in phase 2, you will be rewarded at last for all that you bore.
Yeah.
And believe me, this is boring. So give us courage to take another step, dear friends,
One more upon the path.
even if that step be our last.
That's right, Father. That's the message. That gets it over. We understands at last.
Dear friends, our love is beyond computation.
Just endorse the contract on the back of the check and send it back to us.
Wir tanzen im Viereck, wir tanzen konzentriert. 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 Ich tanz mit dir, du tanzt mit mir. Ich tanz mit dir, du tanzt mit mir. Wir tanzen im Viereck, wir tanzen konzentriert. Wir tanzen im Viereck, wir tanzen konzentriert. Wir tanzen im Viereck, wir tanzen konzentriert. Wir tanzen im Viereck, wir tanzen ich, du, wir tanzen konzentriert. Ich, du, du, wir tanzen konzentriert. Wir tanzen. Wir tanzen. Wir tanzen. Wir tanzen. Wir tanzen. Wir tanzen. Wir tanzen im Viereck. Wir tanzen konzentriert. Wir tanzen im Viereck. Wir tanzen konzentriert.
Relax with us in an atmosphere of suppressed violence at Ed's End of the World Restaurant, where bozos sit in a charbroiled atmosphere and toast to better times. At Ed's End of the Girl Restaurant, padded crying room, pools of beer, topless, bottomless, and mindless fellowship. Make your reservations early for New Year's reservation. That's Fred's Top of the World Restroom, 423 South North Street in El Umbra.
I don't know, Mr. Ravirez, if that's going to pass the School of Broadcasting tests. I mean, it's good. We do need a token. Where'd you say you were from? You look like a Mexican, but I know you're not.
He's from Arkansas, I'd say. I'm pretty good at accents.
Where are you from?
I'm from downtown Arkansas.
Downtown Arkansas, huh? And you want to go back to Arkansas and get a job as a TV announcer?
No, I want to be a DJ announcer.
You want to be a DJ announcer? Your accent's very funny. That's TJ, man.
No, DJ. Look, I write it down for you. BG. BG announcer.
Yeah,
this man is French.
Yeah, that's right. He's a French. He wants to be a French announcer.
I'm a Creole, man.
You're a Creole?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure, look, I got rice in my pockets and everything. Look at this.
There's a little shrimp
French
there.
dictionary, look.
That's him.
And a lobster claw.
Right. That's wonderful. You from New Orleans?
No, I'm from downtown Arkansas. Hey, baby, you don't listen at all.
You just got me laughing with that funny accent.
Don't trust the book by its cover, man. Remember that. It's an
What?
Argentinian expression.
Remember what?
Nicht verstanden ein Flöz, was das Kuba machen.
Yeah.
It's an Argentine expression.
Sure, man.
Here's Bob 1 for A1 Slacks.
Hi, kids. This is Bob 1, reminding you that you can buy A1 Slacks at a store near you or in New Jersey, depending on where you live.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome, Dad.
And now back to our movie.
So yeah, that's about it, reprobates. I admitted to you that right now my slack is not in this podcast. But don't worry, though. If you remember, last year I stopped going outside in July. I foil up all the windows and shut everything up. What else am I going to slack on besides this podcast and maybe some crafts? My summer is more like everyone else's winter. Actually, my winter is much like my summer. Anyway, I only go outside in the fall and spring, so try not to worry too much. Besides, who else am I going to overwhelm with my senseless chatter?